Have you ever made something and then realized you wish you had something else to go along with it? Well, when I made this sectional, I realized I needed a coffee table to go with it because I have had many times when I've been eating lunch out here without a place to sit my drink. Well, today on this episode we are going to make this coffee table that is going to mimic the same design traits that the sectional does. So don't change that channel. We're going to start this right now. Well, today I'm going to do things a little bit different. It is a nice day outside, but the table saw using the crosscut sled and my sliding pins here is going to make quick work of cutting these crosscuts. The reason I did it the other way before is just to show you that you can do it with limited tools. You didn't necessarily have to have a table saw. Now, a couple people asked me why didn't I do it on the radial arm saw. Well, I could have, but I don't have a table set up for it yet. I don't have it dialed in yet, and I know some people have been asking me to show them how to do that, and we'll get to that whenever I make cabinetry for that particular tool, as well as my compound saw to fit in. But for now, we're going to do it the Woodshop way and cut it all on the table saw using the combination blade. One little quick tip when working with 2x4s that most people don't take in consideration. When you get new wood from the lumber yard, it is coated with some wax and it's also not a very square cut. So before you make your final dimension cuts, just chop off this end and make it nice and square. Well, after getting almost all the pieces cut, I ran out of 2x4s. I gotta go get some more 2x4s. I'm probably gonna need maybe about 3 more, maybe 4. So this whole project may use about 8 studs, but I'll let you know the grand total when I'm done. So, off I go. Okay, and now we're back. Alright, with all the cuts made, it's time to put it together. One of the easiest things to assemble is the legs. We're just going to slide a little bit of glue on the face portion of the leg and then clamp them together and simply screw them down. And you want to do that times 4. Now the apron assembly goes together very easily. Using a clamp, we're just going to screw the long sections to the short sections. Make sure you use some glue. Now the center supports are cut very tight fitting. Just drop them in, and we went ahead and cut some spacers the same size that are going to measure off each side of the apron. Just slide them in and then pull the center supports towards them. Using a clamp to make everything nice and flat, screw it down and you're going to end up with something like this. Now my personal preference with the legs is to have the full-sided 2x4 facing the longest part of the table. I did not want the butt joint showing on that side, but that is my own personal preference. You can do with what you like. Once the legs are attached, you now have a standing unit. Now the top is also pretty easy. We're just going to use some clamps to help us hold these in place and then pre-drill and then screw them down. Remember, this is the portion that's going to show the most, so you want to try and make it as neat as possible. Just set your boards in place now. And it will take a little bit of time to get them evenly spaced. But once you have it right, you can screw them down and you're ready for sanding and paint. Alright, now that the construction's done, time to get this thing painted. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mix the paint real quick, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an insight as to how I do things with my paint mixing in regards to my sprayer. A lot of people put their paint in their spray container, fill it up with water, and then just stir it with a stir stick. Well, I found a much simpler and, matter of fact, cleaner method. And what I've done is I've saved one of my old quart-size paint cans and cleaned it out, make sure that there's no leftover paint in it. This is my mixing container. What I do is I take the big paint stirrer unit that you've seen me use in prior episodes before, stir up the paint, pour it in the little container, and then I take the small unit that you've seen me use before as well, and after adding water to this container, I stir up the mixture to my specifications for the sprayer, and then I just take the whole thing and pour it into the spray canister itself, and it's ready to go. Less mess and a lot easier to mix the paint. So take that for what it's worth. If you haven't got yourself a pair of these, you might want to think about it now. Now we're going to use the same kind of latex base enamel that we used on the sectional out front, and it'll be finished after that. Alright, well that's it for this episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. And remember, I posted the plans on the video earlier, so all the measurements for the exact dimensions for this table are right there. So if you want to build one of your own, send me a video response showing me how yours looks on your front porch. And if you have any sectionals that you've built as a response to my video, I'd love to see those too. So you guys keep watching, and I will bring you more projects to come. So you guys take care. I'll see you next week. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe to my channel right here. Yeah, there we go. That's what's there. Yeah. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Rockin' H Woodshop. I'm Drew Short, and this is my front porch. Yeah, I said that last week. Coffee table for stupid. Okay. Now that all the screwing is done, so to speak. Yeah, that was bad. Hannibal, you're not supposed to be out here. You need to be in the house with Mommy. Had several times when I was eating lunch. No, God. Let's go ahead and do it the Woodshop way. And this is part 2 of the sectional front porch. Stupid. Head's cut off. I really don't know what I want to say for this.